Hi guys. So I am absolutely terrified to film this, but I feel that in order to move forward with my life and my channel, I have to be open, completely open with you guys and let you know what's been going on with me and just everything in the past year especially. I think I've touched on this in like little random parts of my videos, like in my bullet journals I would talk about it, or in my drawings. And I don't know, I would get people though who would say like, why are you talking so much? I don't care about your life. And it would just get me down even more because I want to be a YouTuber or a person on the internet, a creator who, you know, isn't just known for what I create, but also who I am. And that's always been something since I started my very first channel on YouTube, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. It was my Sarah Lynn T one where I just posted really embarrassing videos of me like hanging out with my friends at like a petting zoo, like pumpkin farm or whatever, and I would do music videos. Oh my gosh, like I can't sing, but I would like lip sync. I did start out there with my craft videos, and those are the ones that people really seem to love and relate to, and I felt really good. I can't cry this early in the video. Oh my gosh. I felt so happy that Shoot. Okay, I do these weird hand motions all the time too, and it's like I want to stop doing that, but it's something that I do in real life. So I don't know, it annoys some people, it annoys me, but if that happens this whole video, it might. That's all I'm saying. I guess I've always had a really hard time in life. My gosh, I'm like, okay. Deep breath. I've always had somewhat of a difficult time over the years fitting in, or at least in my mind, I didn't think that I fit in well with anyone, and that I was always just like that much too different to relate to people. I've always been extremely into arts and crafts, coloring with crayons, and moving into middle school, I had people who did not, like, they were like making fun of me for bringing a coloring book to school when everyone else was talking about like dating boys and girls and everything, and I was coloring in a coloring book. That was like not a cool thing to do, and I didn't care. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a moment, and in order to get past it, there's something that you have to do, and it might be something that you really dread, and you put it off for days or weeks or months? And I don't really know how long I've been putting this off necessarily, because I don't really think that it was something that I had 100% shared or 100% planned on sharing. Wow, can't speak. Today my phone screen shattered, and that's one of the reasons that I feel like I had to make this video today. I feel like it's a sign, and this is a new beginning. Oh, and by the way, I'm on the ground because this is where I feel most comfortable. If you guys have been with me since the beginning, I used to sit on the floor. I mean, like, sitting at a chair is just so proper. It's not me. This is so comfortable. Like, it's easiest to set up the tripod. It's the least amount of stress, like, filming wise, and I just feel at home here. That is my cat meowing in the background. I don't know what he wants. I've asked him multiple times. Leo! He just wants attention, I guess. So just opening up with you guys and explaining is something that I have to do to move forward with my channel, especially after watching the Dawson and Graveyard Girl series. So many YouTubers have done videos on this already, and I feel like I'm late to the party as usual, because I'm like always late to every single trend except for Rainbow Loom, which was the way that I kind of got my foot in the door and grew. I think I started watching Bunny a few years before I watched Shane. I love them both. Shane, there was a video I watched of yours a few years ago. You didn't want to be noticed. That was something that I related to so much, it was almost eerie. I would watch Bunny's videos with my mom. We had a lot of fun watching people's videos together. Candy Johnson's we would watch a ton as well, and she's one of my absolute biggest inspirations. Thanks to Candy, I was able to come out of my shyness shell a little bit and be able to actually share my true personality with you guys and not be worried about cutting out every single silly or weird or awkward thing that I did. I was kind of shocked when people started relating and like liking when I would put bloopers at the end of my videos, outtakes, whatever you want to call them. People would say to me, you know, wow, you're not fake. I feel like I've lost a lot of that with just over the past couple years trying to really cater to the algorithm. Sometimes my bloopers would be like a minute long at the end, and I'd go to my watch time and like it would just drop off. And you know, my manager at that time told me, you know, you have to cut these out. Like it's relatable, but it's also hurting you or your channel, like your score, like your social blade. Like I'm like terrified to check social blade. I've never checked it, or well, if I did, it was like when my channel was like doing well. I won't check it because I don't want to get depressed. When more and more people started doing YouTube, it just became more of a business, and I don't want this to be, I never wanted it to be a business. Like it's obviously my career. It's, you know, how I make a living, and it's what makes me extremely happy, and I'm very passionate about creating and putting things out for viewers and creatives, and I love inspiring people. I love making others happy. I love making you guys smile. The reason that I started YouTube in the first place was to try and find, I mean, friends in a sense, people who I could relate to, because I didn't feel like I had that in real life, or if I did, it was just like I would find a person I would connect with, maybe a couple aspects of our lives would mesh well, but then when we were in a big group or something, I would be the odd person out, and I never oh, it's raining. Okay, I got really distracted. So I started YouTube to form a connection with other people and to just not feel so alone, because I would feel really, really lonely. So when I would watch Bunny's videos in the past, she was a big inspiration to me because she was always so happy. And I'm not saying that you have to be happy all the time to be a YouTuber, but that's normally what people want to see. Like when I do a really deep video, like my drawing with makeup video, I got a lot of people saying that I was really I was depressing them, and really, I mean, at the end of the day, that was supposed to bring a positive message that if you are going through a rough time in life, you can overcome it. And I did overcome a lot of things, and I'm working on things. I think last August, like August of 2017, there was a crazy view drop then, and it was the most unexpected thing. Like I didn't think that I could reach such a low level, and it's only gotten worse since then. I mean, I was struggling for probably like the past 2 years almost, but I've reached an all-time low. May 10th, 2018, so just a little over a week ago, I had my 8-year YouTube anniversary for this channel, SoCraftastic. And honestly, I didn't share that anywhere. I didn't tell my friends, my family. I didn't put it on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. I kind of just wasn't excited about it because I'm at the lowest point view-wise and confidence-wise that I've ever been at in my YouTube career. I feel like I'm doing worse than I was when I first started off and had like 10,000 subscribers a few months in. Back in like 2013, 2014, when I really took off with Rainbow Loom. And this is something Bunny mentioned in Shane's My Channel Is Dying video, which, oh my gosh, there's so much in that video that really, really, really touched my heart. I felt like I was sending vibes to her mind. I thought we were on the same brainwave at that point, and like she had like somehow read my mind from miles and miles away and states apart. She's saying all these things that I have been feeling and that I'm still feeling in a way. To touch on the My Channel Is Dying, I have been getting people commenting that on my videos more and more over the past few months, and That's never something that I ever expected to happen. I was expecting that I would continue to grow and that there would never be this, whatever this is. It's not just me. I mean, a lot does have to do with the things that YouTube is changing, like the algorithm and them not putting notifications out to people. The fact that there are so many more YouTubers now than when I first started out. It's just harder to get seen, but it feels like they ripped something away from me. Like they ripped everything that I earned away. The biggest issue that I wanted to kind of put out there for you guys is the fact that I don't know exactly who I am anymore. I don't know what makes me happy. I feel like I don't fit into one category, and I'm trying to make a name for myself and fit into a community. I've never been someone who's so hyper focused on one thing. I want ever so much to be amazingly skilled and talented in a certain field. And maybe my field is just a very broad one of creating things. I love photography. I love modeling, creating art, making crafts, fashion, makeup to a certain extent. I feel like that doesn't translate well to a single YouTube channel. I did try to make multiple channels and that did not work out for me, because I feel like I spread myself so thinly that it got to be way too much. And I want to be myself all in one place, if that makes sense. So it's really weird. I'm in this funk where, you know, I'm trying to be like an art channel for a few weeks, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm not really a very skilled artist, and I don't want this to rub anyone the wrong way and make you guys think that, you know, I'm not appreciative of my talents, and that if you guys don't feel like your skill is even up to my level, that you're bad, because no, I'm just very overly critical of myself. Extremely. For me to reach out to the art community, I almost feel embarrassed to be like, hey, I'm an artist too, but you know, I really can't draw realistic. I don't really draw every week. Like, yeah, so can I be your art friend? Like, But I feel the same way with every other community. You know, the crafters and DIYers who just do those things, they don't really relate to my art videos or my fashion videos necessarily. Like, not that I put them out really often lately. I don't feel like I can reach out to the fashion YouTube. Like, I just don't feel like I fit anywhere. Being a really shy person in general, most of the people I've formed a friendship with on YouTube or like at events that I've went to through YouTube, most people have come up to me. Most brands have reached out to me. I am not a very forward, confrontational person, and I feel like I need to change that. And I've been working at changing that, but it's hard. So last week I was in LA, in Venice actually. I was there for an arts and crafts workshop, and I also had meetings with my network and managers. And I was traveling alone, which is, I felt the most anxious that I have ever felt in my life, I want to say. I'm not a person who would ever get anxiety. I don't want you guys to think that I'm diagnosing myself, but I don't know what else to call it, because I've never felt this in my life. I mean, maybe once, like it was like a time when I was like really nervous, I felt this way, and it went away and it didn't come back. I've been so afraid of, for like months, I was dreading going on a plane alone, because the last time I was on a plane about 10 months ago, it was one of the worst experiences of my life for me personally, because one of my biggest fears is getting sick in public or vomiting in general. And any thought that is around that at all, me getting sick, me having a stomach ache, anything like that, I get so nervous, and it makes my life miserable. That last time I flew, like I've been trying to put it off since then. Like I was hoping like I would go visit my friend in Florida, and I got so scared when it was flu season and people were getting stomach viruses, and I was afraid to fly at that point in general, because there were just so many people, and like I was nervous at the same thing that happened like last summer when I ate really bad foods before. Like that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. I have had weird stomach issues on and off for quite a few years of my life. Middle school was the first time I don't think I realized at the time, but I was somewhat lactose intolerant at that point, and I have never grown out of it. I stopped drinking straight plain dairy milk many years ago. I can't really eat plain ice cream anymore, so I've come to take a liking to almond milk and almond ice cream, cashew, soy, yogurts, all those types of things. And I limit my cheese like crazy. But that flight I was telling you about last summer, that I was really sick. I ate really bad foods. I had caffeine. I had poutine, which is like cheesy fries and grease and stuff. And I can't eat that stuff. And I ate it before just because it was new and I was in California. And I made myself really, 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 really sick, and I had to pop a bunch of Pepto, and I was chugging coconut water, and I felt like I was gonna die on that flight. And I wasn't sick, so it's not like I was going out in public sick. Like, I really wasn't sick. It was just me. Like, I have a very weird digestive system, and I know what I did. I had tea and caffeine and sugar and fat and like so many things that I'm not supposed to have that much of because it affects me so badly. So yeah, I've been having a lot of stomach issues lately that I need to go see a doctor for. They get worse when I'm stressed, but it's certain foods that I can't eat. Like, I can't eat too much tomato sauce. I can't have too much orange juice, acid. And then it's other weird things, like if I have like an entire baked potato with all the skin, I'll get very, very, very bloated to the point where it hurts. It's painful and uncomfortable for days after sometimes. I've been working on myself the past like 8 months or something. There were a lot of breaks that I took when I was living in Cleveland at our apartment, and I was trying to take better care of me and look out for my mental well-being, my physical well-being. I started working out on January 1st of this year again, just being active for 30 minutes a day. I'm not trying to do a lot of cardio because I don't want to lose weight. Let's be real here. I'm trying to gain weight, and I can't because I don't really eat bad foods a lot. I limit my sugar like crazy. I don't count calories or anything, and I don't watch the fat in food. So I want to eat the things that are going to make me gain weight, and I want to lift, so my arms get bigger and stuff. I don't want to turn into a bodybuilder or anything, but I'm so small and I'm aware of that. I want to look like I take care of myself, and I am taking care of myself, or at least trying. I mean, I'm maybe something to do with my issue that's going on. I feel good today, but like I said, it's certain times it does it and sometimes it doesn't. So I tried to film this video when I was in my hotel room last week, but the lighting wasn't cooperating with me, and I guess it just wasn't the right time. I did meet these amazing women at the workshop. Instead of just hanging out in my room as a loner, I went out and did things with them, walked at the beach and went to breakfast. It was really great, and I met a lot of creative people, and they've inspired me to keep doing what I love, even if they don't know that they did. I was actually the only YouTuber at this workshop, and everyone else is an arts and crafts DIY blogger. I really want to move in that direction and start a website or a blog where I can take all my past projects. I've saved a lot of them because I'm kind of a hoarder, not in a really creepy way, my house isn't that packed, but I've hoarded a lot of the projects that I've made in the past in case I want to make a book or something, and I want to photograph the real thing, the original thing. My foot is falling asleep. So another thing that Bunny touched on that is so ridiculously similar to what I've been going through and what I'm still trying to overcome is the fact that over the past year, she hasn't been feeling confident or herself. She hasn't been dressing up like she normally would. I follow her on Instagram, and I've been following her for a while, and I would always really admire all the really quirky shoes. She'd have these killer stilettos that had the odd shapes, kind of like Lady Gaga. Super cool stuff she would have, really unique, eccentric outfits, and I loved it. In that video, she mentioned that she hadn't been dressing up for a while or sharing that. Like, she just hadn't felt like doing it. I kind of went through the same thing. I know it seems silly, but when I moved to this house, it was a month ago, I started wearing necklaces with my outfits again. Not every outfit. I know it seems like a really small thing, but putting outfits together is kind of a sign that I'm happy, and I wasn't doing that for a long time. That just kind of was a side effect of me lacking confidence, which I think stems from YouTube like not being how I want it to be, and me being, embarrassed and ashamed and feeling like a failure, and I don't want to let you guys down. And that's all stuff that goes through my mind. So the necklace thing and me posting on Instagram regularly again, those are two of the signs that I'm doing better. But the scary part of all of this is I spent a lot of time, like I said, working on myself these past few months, and there were breaks that I took. There were a lot of weeks where I tried not to work 50 hours like I would in the past and burn myself out, and I started a new TV series and I finished them. I binged Dexter and Bates Motel and American Horror Story. I like all the creepy stuff too, so that's kind of like me and Graveyard Girl connect on that level a little bit as well. There's just a lot of stuff that, her and I would love to hang out with her. So now that I have been feeling a lot better since the beginning of 2018, I am so scared that I'm going to go back to being sad. And I think that's why I've been really nervous to upload videos regularly again. I mean, I moved here and there's so much that I have to do. I'm so excited about decorating and making this place my own. And I want to bring you guys so many different videos and start new series and work on these brand new ideas that I have. But I'm also really scared at the same time that they're not going to work and I'm going to be back where I was again. I'm going to be doing things that make me happy, but at the same time, I want to have a name here again. Like when I had those rainbow loom days, and Bunny talked about this too, like 2014 was her year. And that's kind of how it was for me, or is for me. 2014, 2015, even 2016, were my golden years. Rainbow loom was a godsend, and I am thankful for that every single day. So many people found my channel through that craft, that hobby. I always worry that I'm never gonna live up to that again, that I'm gonna just keep living in my own shadows. And I don't know how to get out of that. I get nervous now sometimes to film my intros. Like I said, I had never felt really anxious or antsy or whatever you want to say before, but there will be sometimes I'm staring at the camera lens, worrying that the next video I post, it's going to be the wrong day or the wrong time of the day for it to do well, and no one's going to see it, and YouTube's not going to send out notifications, and it's I'm working so hard on this and no one's going to see it, and it just stresses me out, and it makes my head feel like it's buzzing without a noise. Like there's a pressure without a feeling, and it's not something that I like at all. A couple years back when my channel was still doing well, I was collaborating with so many different YouTubers, and at that point I was growing pretty quickly. I hit 1 million subscribers. Okay, so here's the thing. It's been, what is it, what was it, 2.5? Is this 3 years since I've hit 1 million, and I haven't reached 2 million yet, and I've been stuck. And I know that, some people, you're gonna look at me and you're gonna be like, first world problems, you have grown that much. But the thing is, why did I stop? What happened? I'm almost at 2 million, but what if it's another 3 years? I just feel like a failure, and I feel like the people I was collabing with are looking at me and thinking I'm a joke. And in person, so for example, last year I went to Playlist Live, and there was this really cool night where all the creators got to go to Universal Studios. And I saw Jessie Page there. I'm older than her, but I still think she's super inspirational, and I love her fashion and her hair and her heart. I saw her and I didn't go up to her because I was too nervous. Alicia Marie was sitting in the same train car as me at the Harry Potter land. You go through Diagon Alley and then there's this train. She was sitting next to me or across from me. I don't know if it was diagonal or next to me. I didn't look over at her. She was with a friend and I was with my friend, but I didn't look over at her or like say, hey, Alicia, like, I'm Sarah, like, this is my channel, because, like, I didn't think she would know who I am, or, like, who the heck are you? Like, why are you talking to me? Because you're, like, here and I'm here. And I don't think she would have, because I feel like she's a very sweet individual, and I don't think she would be rude to me in public. I wanted to tell her that her Vlogmas intro was amazing, just her creativity in general. I admire her creativity, and I didn't tell her that. Who did that help? Neither of us, but I was, yeah. I didn't want to feel like a stalker or anything. I don't know. I saw Candy Johnson in the hall, my biggest inspiration, who I would break down crying if I ever got to do anything with her. I saw her in the hallway at VidCon last year or the year before, maybe both. And I didn't say hi to her. I didn't say, you know, you've inspired me and I love you. Even having the numbers, it doesn't matter to me. I don't feel like a almost 2 million subscriber person who gets like tens and thousands of views every video. I don't feel like that when I'm in person. I feel like a normal human being, and I am. There's a lot of times I want to be very private. That's why vlogging doesn't really work for me. But at the same time, I do want to share when I want to share, and I want to be open with you guys when it's on my terms and I'm feeling that way. I absolutely love seeing comments on my videos, reading through them, replying to as many as I possibly can. I mean, for the most part, there have been less of them. And it's just, it makes me sad. I feel like a mess and I don't want to post this, but at the same time, hopefully this helps some of you guys and that you realize there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes than you might expect. And a lot of us YouTubers are going through very similar things. We're working ourselves really, really hard, sometimes too hard, and it catches up with us and we have to take breaks, or we just don't seem like ourselves at that moment because, you know, something I had been trying to do was crank out more content because I wanted to make you guys proud of me. I didn't want you to be disappointed. I thought the way to do that was to try and do 3 videos a week instead of 2, which 2 was even really, really hard. I just feel nervous now before almost every single video that I post. I just want to find my way again and really get in tune with what makes me happy again. The thing that makes me happiest is being out in nature, taking photos, and or being in photos, like doing a photo shoot. It would be a dream come true if I could find a bunch of Instagram/YouTube friends to go and shoot with. I see these people I follow on Instagram, and one of them actually lives in Cleveland. She is now like shooting and collaborating with a YouTuber that I have been watching since the very beginning of YouTube. I don't want to say names here because I feel like I'll embarrass myself. Yeah. One of my absolute favorite photographers is Brandon Wolfel. I think that's how you say it. He put out a tweet saying like, who's gonna be in LA and wants to shoot? And kind of jokingly, but kind of not. Like really, honestly, not jokingly. I was like, me. But I know that he has a lot of friends there, like Lord DIY, who is, oh my gosh, one of my favorites. She always gets to do these amazing photo shoots, and like that's my dream. It's not something that I actually have been working toward obtaining because I would sit my happy self in my house and film all day and edit all day and try to crank out more videos, instead of doing something that I know would make me the happiest. Arts and crafts make me super happy, but it's not the same feeling as being out in a park with all these flowers or hills, or going to like this crazy dream machine place where these people have been going in New York and getting to like go. I know it sounds silly, but there's these like lit up washing machines, like a laundromat, and like that is what I want to do more. Spending so much time on videos, my whole heart's not there if I'm gonna be putting in that much work and not taking time to do other aspects of work. I didn't do the ugly location challenge yet. Maybe I'll have to grow and start over from the bottom and work my way up again. but at least I know that I'll be doing things that make me extremely happy. Testing products, like I did that Diamond Dots one, that's actually really fun for me. I got some squishies, like a DIY squishy kit that I'm going to test for you guys. I got some Dollar Tree DIYs sitting off to the side over there, and I spent extra time focused on the filming of that video. It looks extra beautiful and I'm really excited to share it with you guys soon. Please tell me what I can do to catch your interest more, to hold it, to bring you back again, to get more people to come and maybe discover me. My heart is 100% still in YouTube, and I never want to leave. Like, I never see myself leaving here. This is always something I want to incorporate into my career somewhat, even if it's just like a 5-minute tutorial every week instead of like 2 videos a week, like years from now. I still want to do YouTube, and I still, you know, I want to do like home transformations and work with companies who will help me do that, and maybe like get Mr. Kate to like decorate my room or something. But I mean, we'll see. I want to be more daring this year. Do some new things, because I mean, Wreck This Journal I still want to finish, but I feel like, you know, people get bored since I took like over a year doing it. I think I need to do some things that are fresh and start new series. I want to keep going and keep pushing, and hopefully I'll start to grow again. I'm not giving up on you guys, so I hope that you guys don't give up on me. If you're still watching this right now, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It means so much to me that you've stuck with me and have supported me, or if you're a new supporter, welcome to the family, and I hope that you're going to enjoy the new content that is to come. Give this video a like. That's the other thing I didn't touch on. A lot of what's going on with YouTube is they want more interaction, and if you aren't interacting with your favorite YouTubers, commenting, sharing, then supposedly that makes us go down in the ranking and we don't get recommended as much. So if you do have a favorite YouTuber, if it's not me, even just like for your other favorite YouTubers, please support them by just doing those simple things every single time you watch their video, and tell other people to do the same. It really helps. I know I feel a lot better getting this all off my chest. For some reason, ending this video is the hardest thing. So thank you again, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. I'll see you soon. Bye.